Hey guys, so today we are actually recording a podcast with introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Amy Bailey with Tara Lotus Physical Therapy, and this is the Nashville Women's Health Podcast.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Nashville Women's Health Podcast. I'm Amy Bailey, your host and owner of Tara Lotus Physical Therapy, and this is Emily Pardy with Readiness Counseling.
Hello, thanks for having me today.
Thanks so much for doing this with me.
I'm really excited to be on. I love what you do.
Thank you, and I love what you do, and I love hearing more about it. So give us a little background on Readiness.
Absolutely. So I opened Readiness Counseling in the summer of 2016. So we've been open about 3.5 years now. And honestly, I started with 0 clients, 1 day a week. It was just me, and now we have 9 therapists, 4 locations. We do telehealth. We have support groups that we offer for free. And we're just so glad to be in Nashville offering this niche of perinatal counseling. So pregnancy, postpartum, infertility, and loss, helping couples and individuals through those life stages with their emotional and relational wellness. That's our niche.
It's such a niche and so needed with the growing population here.
It is. There's just, as probably everybody who's local at least knows, a zillion people, I think, is the correct number of moving to Nashville every day, right?
1 zillion a day.
1 zillion a day.
Yes.
And the traffic, we feel it, So, and many of those are new families. Many of those are transplants from another city that they don't have family support here. Maybe they're starting a new career here, and many are in the age group of childbearing age, either just starting a family, having new babies, or considering starting a family.
Right. And we just don't know what support is out there.
Yeah. We want to be that support for you.
Yes. So I think one of the things that hit my heart was just the perinatal counseling.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because most people don't even know that's an option.
Right. Yeah. So perinatal is really just a fancy word for before, during, and after childbirth. It's that season right before. And so there's so much focus on childbirth, right? Labor and delivery, a lot of childbirth education. There's a vibrant birth community here in Nashville.
There is.
But it's the emotional and relational mental health that really we see a lot of postpartum depression, anxiety, OCD even. That kind of gets a lot of airtime. Even though celebrities these days that'll come out and, thank goodness, be willing to speak about their own experience. But on the other sides of that are also these journeys of preconception, right? A couple really struggling with the idea of whether this is the right time in their relationship to start a family, how long it may take to try to conceive. Maybe then they have a tangent of infertility, and that's a whole other road that they didn't expect would be part of their story. Sometimes that involves miscarriage or infant loss. And so we really want to hold space for all those couples, all those individuals who may not have thought this was going to be their story, and now they're struggling, and they're not sure where to turn for support, or they just want to do the best they can for their relationship, for their own individual wellness. They want to be able to experience joy in this season, and it should be a joyful season. And a lot of times, because of the stressors or because their expectations are, more aligned with Instagram than they are with reality, then it's hard. It's a really difficult season of life, and we want to make sure that you have all the resources, you have the tools that can optimize this time in your life for you.
And I think just talking about it, you hit on the expectations. I know my expectations going into being a parent were completely different than reality.
Yeah, 100%. I think we see that all the time. A lot of times I see, and I myself am a high achiever. I have high standards, a go-getter, right? And so there's a lot of high-achieving parents out there that maybe they are phenomenal at their jobs, or, they know their skill set, and then they try to translate that same identity into parenthood.
Yes.
And babies just don't come with perks, evaluations, feedback, paychecks, things like that tell you, you're doing a good job, Mom. I cried all night. Way to go, And instead, we see this image, or we have an image in our head of what that expectation is, whether that was formed from our own parental experience of who our own parents were, whether we've gotten ideas from social media, from media, TV, all these stories, or just friendships around us, how we want to do things differently than the friends we see, how we want to do them the same or whatever. And so we form these ideas, and then we do all of that before we've even met the new little person.
Right, with their own personality.
Yes, yeah, and I always remind people, that these babies are a huge variable that we're entering into this concept, this story that you already have, that we haven't even met this person yet. So let's try to do what we can to get to know yourself, how you are in stressful events, and how your relationship has handled those stressful events in the past. Yes. And then really using those tools of communication and teamwork and leveraging that into this new season of life.
Because sometimes there's even role reversal after the baby comes.
Absolutely. And actually there's data that says, the milestone of bringing a baby home actually kind of shoves husband and wife back into traditional roles. And I think that's really a generational thing where, now the level of engagement and involvement expected of dads is kind of astronomical. It's really, very
different.
Equal, very different. And what they witnessed and saw from their grandfathers, from their fathers, did not look that way. For better or for worse, it just was different. And so there's a lot of dads who are really scared to say, I don't know what I'm doing, and I want to be involved, and I need to be taught how to do this, and I don't know how to ask for help.
Yeah, so you bring dads in too.
Yeah,
for counseling.
we see a lot of dads. We see dads as individuals, and then also in couples, and sometimes even in couples work. Sometimes we'll split up sessions to have an individual session with the mom, then with the dad. We even have a male counselor on staff as well, and so if that's more comfortable for the dad to be able to speak to another guy, then we can do that. We can meet those needs.
I love that you have different genders to help. That's
Absolutely.
great. And you mentioned different locations.
Yeah, so we have a Clarksville office, which is north of Nashville. We have a Donaldson location, which is east Nashville. Our main office is in the heart of Nashville in Hillsborough Village, and then a new full-time office in Franklin as well as telehealth. So if you're in the state of Tennessee, you can still go to our website, request an appointment. We can book you online and be able to kind of like HIPAA compliant FaceTime, and be able to then offer you as much as we can online, and if we can connect you to local resources that we know of in your own community, we'll be happy to do that as well.
That's great, because there's not a lot of people trained in Tennessee, right?
Correct.
To do what you do.
Yeah.